So now let's start designing my project section. So for that designing, we have to do simply click on this and take a container, and we're going to add a top and bottom margin to this section. So simply click on this, six dot and come to this advanced, and having a top margin and bottom margin to 90. So let's add an inner section to this section. Simply drag this and add an inner section. So we have to equally divide this section into two parts. So we're going to add the same section, so simply copy this entire thing, entire inner sections, and copy and simply paste it inside this. So just simply do one thing, just copy these things one by one. So simply come and paste it. Simply come, copy this section and paste. We want to have the same style, so copy this section and just simply come and paste it up here. As you can see, it's perfectly aligned. I think we have to do some changes in the font, so let's decrease the size of a font a bit. This looks quite big, so let's come to this typography, click on this, and from here we have to make it to 500. I think that looks perfect. Yeah, this looks absolutely incredible. So simply copy, give a left click, copy, come to the sections and paste style, so it will make it small. Do the same thing for this section as well. So now it's look perfect. So we have to do one thing, we have to assign a background to the main container. So just click on this, go to style section, and from here we have to click on this and we have to add a background image to the main container. So the image I want to add is to this one, and most probably this is going to be the biggest container, biggest section of this entire portfolio website. So let's make it to center left, no repeat content. Let's make it to cover and no repeat, and let's click on top center. So this is looks good, and let's click on cover. So most probably this is going to be the biggest section of this portfolio website. So let's do one thing, just provide a margin from the top. Let's go to advanced and just give a margin from top 90 pixels. So I want to give 90 pixels from the top, so that's good. Now let's add another inner section. So let's bring this section and just leave it here. Just bring this one and drag it and leave it up here. So now we're going to add our project reviews, everything and all. So let me show you how you can do that. So simply duplicate this 5 times, because we're going to display 5 things in a row, just like this. So now it's look good. Now what we have to do is simply we have to come up here and search for a counter, COUN. So I think this is the, yeah, this looks good. This is what we want. So I want to add a plus sign, just simply add, so it will do display something like this, and just do the changes in the styling. So let's make it to let's add a primary color to this one, but we have to add a background color to this entire section. So click on this, go to styling section and add a gradient color at the background. So the first primary color is this, and the second primary color is going to be this. So this is how it's going to look. We have to do the changes in the alignment, so it's up to you. So I just want to make it to 80. It looks good. So I think this looks much better now. So we have to do the changes in the font family as well. So come here, click on the titles. So let's click here and let's make it to Poppins. Poppins little bigger, it's quite big, so let's make it a little smaller. So let's make it to So let's make it EM like 22.5. yeah, it's absolutely perfect. And the bold is going to be to 700. It looks good. Now we are done with this part. Now let's move to the section, to this part also. So we want to set the primary color same for this as well. And from the typography, I just want to make it default. I can do the changes in the typography as well, so I just want to make it to Roboto, Roboto. Yeah, this looks much better now. And I can just make a little bolder. It's quite thin. Increases to yeah, this looks absolutely incredible. So as you can see, we have done. Now we have to do the change. We have to change the text of this section. So I just want to add display my project, 100 plus project, JECTS project. So this is how it's going to look like. Now what I will do, I will simply copy this entire section, duplicate it. This is the best part of using WordPress and Elementor for building your website. Just design one section and you can easily delete the rest, and you can have it very easily the same design. If you want to achieve the same styling, if you want to build the website for HTML CSS while using HTML CSS like separately, and you have to set the alignment as well. So if I just click on this, let's select the vertical alignment. Just go to this layout sections and let's make it vertical alignment to middle. No, make it default. Nothing default. So simply copy this entire thing and paste it and delete this section. You will have it. So now what I have to do is I have to simply change the entire text. So we are done with this section as well. So I do one thing, I can provide the border to this main container. So click on this, let me scroll, come to this border sections, and I want to provide at least 10. So let me save this section first. You have to make sure that whatever you design, after completing that section, you have to save. Otherwise, sometimes what's happened that browser take a lot of time and sometimes you're not able to save your project. So you don't want to lose your entire work. So make it to save every single time whenever you are done with the project. So let's see how it's look. So as you can see, we have designed this section beautifully. So we are going very good. So we are done with this section. Now let's move to the displaying the project which we have worked on in the past. So simply bring the sections and just try to drag up right up somewhere here and give a top margin around 90%, 90 pixels. Click on this and give 90 pixels from top, and let's divide this into 60 and 40. So this container would be 60 and this would be 40. So I want to provide the background of this container. So simply copy this container, just click on this, go to style section, and from here we have to provide a background. So simply click on this. So I just want to have this one, and let's just wait, and let's make it transparent a bit. This much. This looks good. So this looks good. We are having a transparent background to this section. Duplicate this section and just delete this section and provide this section 40%. Just remove 40% width. Now let's start adding the project. So bring this image section, bring into this section and click here, and from here you can display all your project which you have worked in the past. So the project I want to display is first this one. Click on this, and as you can see there is a problem in this. We have to just make the border radius as well. So let's select on this, let's click on this, go to the background section. Now let's make a little more lighter, maybe some other color we can have it. Yes, that looks good. Let's make it a little more light. That looks good, perfect. And now we have to give a border radius to 10 pixels from all the sides. Maybe I can give 20. Yeah, 20 looks incredible. So now we have to duplicate this section and simply delete this section and increase the width to like what was one section, no, this layout section, and provide it to 60%. So but we have to give the margin to the section as well. So click this one and we're going to provide the margin from all the sides to 10. Now this is what we have to do, duplicate these sections, and now we have to remove and this add and make it to 60. So we can do one thing, we can add a background shadow to the section. So for doing that, all we have to do is simply go to the sections and style sections and scroll it down from here and click on the background. I can add a shadow to this. So as you can see, a shadow is applied. You can decrease and increase the shadows. So I just go with the sections. So simply come here, copy the styles and simply paste this style. So this is how you can do that. And just come to this barn section, click here, and this is look good, but I want to make this 60 and this 40. So just make it this 40 and that's for 60. So this is good. So we are done with the sections. Now simply duplicate this section because we want to have the same styling. Just remove the padding from the top, margin from the top which we have provided. Just decrease it to, you can give 10%. Yeah, this looks good. Or if you can, if or it's totally up to you that whether you want to give or not. So simply duplicate this section also because we want to display 3 projects right up here. So simply we have to change the images, click the sections, go to alignment and vertical alignment to middle. So this will come into the middle. Now click here, click on this section, and from here, as you remember that I have already provided you all these images which you can download it from the websites. So let's change the image one by one. So click this one. So let's change this image. So now the image, so as you have seen that we have already changed all the images. So we are almost done with these sections. So let's preview how it's look on the complete phase. So as you can see, this section looks beautiful. We have provided a good margin here at the top, and this one is also look good, and we don't have much margin in the bottom, so it's good. But here is a issue, the background image which we set for the full container is not fully displaying. As you can see, it's having this section, so we need to increase the margin from the bottom so the image can display fully. So let's go back in the editor mode, select this section, and here we are. And from here you have to just break this part and provide bottom margins. Let's give something like 300 because the image size is quite big. I'm going with 350. So how's it look? So as you can see, 350 is absolutely perfect. You can go with 440 also, it looks perfect. So the image is fully displaying. So first let's save this section, and let's just bring into the normal mode and let's see how it's look. So still we're having this issue, you have to increase the size so we can have the normal way. So let's increase a bit. So same we can do, we can increase the size. Let's make it to 60 something. Let's see how it's look now. So So still we have to play around with this. Maybe it's displaying as per my screen resolution. So this image I have designed for the verticals, so it's for the large screen, that's why it's displaying like this. So you can simply increase the width from the downward portion and it will just have the full length, but we can fix this in later down this video when we optimize for the mobile phone and desktop phone. So on that time we're going to optimize this entire image properly. So as we have seen that this is here we have missed something. We have forget to provide the bottom border to this image, so we're going to simply provide this. Click on this sections and go to the style section and just leave down and just provide bottom like 5, border radius, not border radius, we have to provide border type solid, and we have to provide width is to 5, not from the whole. Let's make it 0 and let's unbreak this and make it to 5. We have to change the color to the primaries, this color. So we have got the, simply save this section, save this section. So we are done with the fourth section as well, my skill section. So this is going to be a my skill, so we have to change the text. So let's go to the container and let's click on this section and type my skill. So we are done with this entire section. Now let's move to the fifth section of this portfolio website.